Thank you for welcoming me. My name is Mandisa Lakeni. I am from EBSCO Information Services in South Africa, Randburg. That's where we are based. We are supporting Sub-Saharan Africa, but our head office are in United States. The reason why I'm here today is because you subscribe to some of our databases. And today I'm going to share with you on how you can use them to the best of your abilities. And these are the databases that you subscribe to. There are two databases that you subscribe to, which is Academic Search Elite as well as Education Research Complete. So today's program is going to focus on the things that you can do with these databases and how you can search with them. You have two options from this page here. You have an option of selecting all. That means when you are doing a research, you are searching on both of these databases, or you can only select one database that you want to search within. So for this purpose, I'm going to select both. And it will direct you to this landing page. This is our landing page. I'm just going to take a few minutes to explain those icons on the toolbar. This one here, when you start searching, if you feel like, okay, now I'm done searching with this topic, I want to start a new topic, you can just click on new search. It will clear everything and then it will direct you back to this landing page. EBSCO, we also work with qualified indexers, which are librarians. They sit with each and every article, with each and every book, and assign subject headings. So that is why you see that subject tab on top there. How can it assist you? Sometimes there will be times where there is a topic where you're not sure how to tackle it, which keywords to use. You can browse through the subject headings that are available within the databases. As you can see, I've chosen both. So that means each database will have its own set of subject headings. So from that page, you need to specify which database you want to search with. As well as with publications, all these articles are coming from certain journals or periodicals. You have an option of viewing those publications and setting alerts on those as well. But another thing that I'm going to highlight today is currently all of you have access to Institute for Open Learning portal, which is EBSCO. You can access it, but you can create your own personal space where you can save your own searches, save your own alerts, share these with other people. But for you to do all of that, you need to be signed in. That means everybody needs to create their own personal accounts. So it doesn't matter, like you can create as many accounts as an institution as you know how many people you have. And on this folder here, everything that you are saving is sitting on that folder. That is your own personal space now. I am going to demonstrate on how you can use that function. Okay, now let's look at this search box here. Yours is defaulted on advanced. It doesn't really matter. It can also be defaulted on basic search, which looks like that. But what is also good about advanced searching is you can also immediately, before you even start searching, apply these limiters to say, I want to search within this specific publication, or I want only maps, or I want an article with how many pages, those limiters. But for the purpose of today, I'm just going to do a normal search. Let's say I wanted to find information about the impact of information technology in education. How do I do that? You can just type in, this is something I should have done before to get used to the keyboard here. Information technology. In education. You click on search. Another thing that you'll also notice, our interface is really easy, simple. If you are familiar with any web browser like Google, you won't be able to use EBSCO Host. It's very user-friendly. But now when you look at these results, we're looking for information on IT and education. Well, let's look at those results. We've got over 43 results. Do you have time to go through all of those results? We don't. So now I am going to show you on how you can limit or expand these results to get to the best of, something that you can use. On the left side here, we've got these facets that we can use to limit our results. The first one that you can already use is, I'm looking for this information. Do I need articles that I can download and read instantly? Or am I just looking for abstract? Or do I only looking for reference only? So thinking about those things helps, because if you know that you're looking for full text, by clicking on that full text, it will update your results and eliminate everything that is not full text and only leave you with something that you can download instantly. And another thing, depending on what you're doing, if maybe you are doing a paper and you need a peer-reviewed information, you can also say, I want full text, but I also want peer-reviewed articles. You also notice that now our results, they only contain only those that are linked to that. Another very important limiter is date. If we say we're looking for information technology and education, the information that is currently available now, after we've applied those limiters, is from 1970 to current. Do we want information from that far back, or do we want to focus from the last 2 years, or we want to focus only on 2010, depending again on what you are researching on. So this date slider can also assist you in limiting your results. And it slides both ways. And you can, another thing, you can also type in the years where you want to focus on. As you can see now, let me just say 2012. Okay, now I'm sitting at 3,900 results. Further down, we also have these source types. Within these results, they come from, source type is what type of, where are they coming from? They come from academic journals, and some they come from reviews. But if you know that you don't want anything that is reviews, you want to consult information from academic journals, then you can also apply that limiter there. We've got two types of subject headings. We've got author-supplied subject headings. That means when they are writing these articles, they can also assign, say, my article is focusing on these subjects. And also we've got the subject headings that are assigned by the team from EBSCO. So you will notice that you will see both of those. How can they assist you? You can also browse through those indexes and say, from those 3,000 results that I have, which subjects are they focusing on? If you look there, you can already say, okay, it's information, it's ICT, study and teaching, communication, and then from there you can already say, okay, I want to align my research to this particular subject. What is also, another thing that you should be mindful of here, let me start with these thesaurus terms. From this window, you can only do one selection. But if you want to do multiple selection, you need to click on Show More, right at the bottom of this list. It will give you now a full detailed list that you can browse through, and you can select as you go. For instance, I'll want to focus my research on education technology, in higher education, and distance education. Those are the things that I want to find information on this topic. As you can see now, my results have dropped to those specific subjects that I've selected. Another thing that you can do is also use these author-supplied subjects. If you click more, if you see anything that relates to what you want to search on, you can also use these. I would be interested in this study and teaching in higher education. Then you can apply that. Other limiters is publisher, who published this information. If it matters to you that you only want to look for information that is coming from University of the Western Indies, then you can do that. Or another thing is publication, from which publication. It's a Journal of Education and Technology. If you trust that the most, then you can select that journal. And we also have the language limiter, because now I've already selected, but you will notice that you will find other articles that are written in other languages, maybe Spanish or Polish. Then you can already eliminate all those articles that are written in that language. Then we've got geography. This one, I don't usually use it, and I don't advise people to use it, because when EBSCO, when we are assigning subject headings, we are looking at this information. The terms should appear on the title, on the subject headings, on the abstracts. You know, we are not looking at the full text at this point. So if for instance, you wanted to search information on sub-Saharan Africa or Namibia, it might, if it's not appearing on those key fields that we are looking at, it won't appear under geography. So I don't usually use that, but I'm just explaining, because sometimes you notice, why is this geography here? Why am I not finding the information that I'm looking for? And the last limiter that we have there is North American standards, of which a lot of people here in Africa, they don't use it, but in North America, they have their own standards where they classify articles to say this information is dealing with this particular subject, and they assign codes. And you can also use that as one of your limiters. Again, when we started, I selected both databases. You will also notice here that from education research now, these are the number of articles that are relating to this topic. Then again, you can also use that as your limiter if you feel like. Now we have dropped from that overwhelming results that we started with to 51, which is something that is more manageable. I'm going to take you through now this result page. From here, you will notice that we've got this sorting tab. Here you can sort your result to say, I've already applied my limiters, but I want to focus on information that is the oldest, date oldest, or the date newest, or the most relevant information. Currently, it defaulted on the relevant information. So if you feel like, I want to look at this information, but I want to start with the date newest, then you can choose that, and it will sort it. That tab is just to sort these existing results that is already on your screen. I'm just going to leave it on the relevance. Another thing that you will notice is we've got two viewing formats. One is PDF, as you can see there, and the second one is HTML. We don't have it on the page here, but I'm going to demonstrate and show you what you can do with both of those viewing models. Now, you've already applied your limiters. You can start browsing now on this information. You've got these two tabs. This one is just it's a magnifying glass. You can just hover your mouse on top of this. It will give you a brief description of what this article is about, the dates and everything, of which some of this information is already available here. And this one, you can add this information to your folder. I am going to show you where, if you're adding this information to your folder, where is it sitting and what you can do with it. And furthermore, you can click on this hyperlink, which is the article that we're focusing on now, is Twitter as a learning community in higher education, because we're looking at IT and education. It will open a detailed record of this particular article, where it will give you now the subjects. These are the subjects that I was talking about, the author supplied subject, as well as the ones that the team has assigned, and a full abstract of this, which you can, at this point, you can already browse. Is it an article that I want to read? Is it something that I can download? You have an idea from here. Now, if it's something that you are interested in, you have these tools. I'm going to spend a few minutes on these tools. You can also print it if you're located, or if you're connected to your local printer. You can just print this information. You can email it. This feature, I think it's going to be very useful to you as well, because there will be times where you find an article which is really interesting. You want to share with your colleagues, or lecturers want to share with students. You don't need to get out of EBSCO to email this information. You can email it from here. Just click on email. And what I encourage is just change the email from to your own email address so that they know where this is coming from. Otherwise, the email that it's going to come from is from our server, from EBSCO server. I'm going to type my email address quickly then. Let me copy it because I'm going to use it again. And here you can email it to as many people as you want, as long as you separate with the semicolon. You separate email addresses with the semicolon. And you can write whatever subject that applies. You can write the full comments. Please find attached. And also, the good thing about using this feature is, from this page, you haven't opened the PDF at this point. But when you are emailing it, the receiver will also get the attached PDF if this box is already ticked on, which is already defaulted on ticked, or it's on ticked on. And it's instant. As I click on send now, this email is already on my mailbox. You can also save it to your local drive. And more importantly, do your students enjoy doing citations? They do. They enjoy doing it.
Not really enjoying it,
but they have to do it. Exactly. But I know a lot of people, it's one of those dreading things like, oh no, or sometimes you know that you've cited information from a paper, but you can't even remember which one was it, and those kind of things. With EBSCO databases, you don't need to worry about that. We've got this cite button. We work with 9 citation formats. Which one do you use? Harvard or APA? Or APA. Okay. You just click, if you've taken information from this article, you can just come to cite and you'll find this list. Then you can just copy the citation and paste it to your paper. If you have an export manager, you can put, if maybe you know that you've cited 10 articles, you just concentrate on making sure that your research is top-notch, and you put all your articles in one folder, and then you can just export the citation at once using these. I don't know whether you have EndNote or RefWorks. You don't have any, okay. And another thing that you can do is you can, as you are searching, because you are browsing through, you can create your own personal bookmarks to this particular article. And these are the things that you and you alone are going to see. But for you to save these bookmarks so that you can come back and review later, you need to be signed in. Remember when I started that, I said I encourage all of you to create an account, which is your own folder. When you are saving these notes, they are going to sit on in your folder. So I'm just going to quickly create an account now. If you already have an account, you just put in your user ID and password. If you don't have an account, click on create new. And you'll also notice that your password is the most important thing there. It will have that strength and it has to match. I know that I'm not the only one who sometimes forget the passwords. So we also have this secret question that, when it happens that you forget your password, you can just click on the link that you forgot your password. Okay, mine is not identical. Yes. Okay, which is instant, and then you can just click on continue. This is where we were. And as I said, it's your own personal bookmarks. You can write whatever you want to write. I want to share this article with Lundi, and I'll save my note. Let's say now I've already gave you an option of, if you want to share this information, you can email it. Another way of sharing this information, you can send a URL to someone to say, please look at this very interesting article. Or you can, maybe a lecturer can send it to a class to say, this is the reading, please read this article. Which URL would you share? Looking at the page now. The one at the top here. Correct. But with EBSCO, please do not ever send that URL because it is linked to the session. And remember, if you send this, it will be a breakable URL. They might not get to the page that you want them to get to. It might just send them to that first screen where they need to select the databases. But for you to share this article, you need to use a permalink, which is already part of the tools. When you click to this permalink, it will give you this unbreakable link. Even after 10 years or whenever, it will always direct you to this page. So please, you can also, if maybe you can advise your lecturers, if they are doing reading lists, they can just copy these permalinks. And then when the students click on the link, it will direct them straight to this page. Another thing that you can do, we know that we are in the digital world, you can share this with your social media. If maybe there's a Facebook group that you want to share this article with, you can just click on share and you select the platform that you want to use. But if maybe the ones that you see here are the mostly used according to EBSCO users. But if yours is not there, you just click on more underneath. It will open all these. We work with all the platforms under the sun. Then you can just browse through the ones that you want there. And one thing that you don't need to worry about is your students, even if they use this, because they are the ones that they want to share the most, if they share with someone who's not part of the institution, they won't be able to read. They will only see their comments, but for them to download the full text, they will need the user ID and password. So, which is also very good. So, any questions so far? I know I'm going this very fast. Any questions so far? Okay. Now we haven't opened this article. We've got two ways of opening an article, from the detailed review as well as underneath the result list. So you can click here and open a full text PDF, of which is going to download soon. And on the side here, you will also notice that all the tools that I was explaining earlier, they're also persistent. Even if you are on HTML, you'll also see these tools. But because of space, now you'll only see icons. And then you can just, if you want the citation for this particular paper, you can just click on cite, and the same information will apply. And on the left here, it will also show that this particular article is coming from this journal, which is Journal of Education and Technology. But within this issue, these are some of the other articles. Maybe you might find it interesting if you saw this one is something that you can. You can also choose another issue. So you have more browsing options. And let me go back to the result list. Now, let's say you are, maybe I'm a lecturer. I know that I'm going to be teaching this subject for the next 6 months, mainly for a semester. But I want, every time there is new content added to the EBSCO databases, I want to know about it because it's something that maybe I might share to the class. You have an option of setting alerts. Alerts, it is going to do just that. It's going to alert you when there is new content. But another very good thing is you don't need to worry about setting up all these limiters again because you're already satisfied with your search. This is what you're looking for. So how can you do that? You just click on the share button. You'll also notice that there's that email alert available there. You click on it. The subject is already defined for you there, but you can also change this. And let me just delete this. And you can also choose the frequency. How often do you want the database to alert you? Depending on the extensity of the subject that you are dealing with. What I advise you to do, please choose detailed format results. Reason being, if you only choose the brief, it will only give you the link, it won't give you the full abstract. Whereas if you choose detailed, you can, from your emails, you can already determine if it's something that you want to read or not. Again, if you're setting these alerts for someone else, change the email address, and you can set alerts for other people as well. You can also choose from which period you want these alerts from. And you can save your alert. I'm going to show you where they are sitting now. If you've already browsed through and then you said, okay, I'm interested in all these 10 results that are showing here, you can just also, under the share button, you click on results and you add them, all of them. You've added all these results to your folder. If it's not added to your folder, the icon is blue with this plus sign, but if it's already in your folder, the color changes. You can also save this search, because if you are working with this particular topic, you don't want every time again to say, but what keywords did I use? You can just save it. Or if you know that students are going to come and looking for the same information, you can just save it, and when they come, you can direct them to the save searches that you have. Another thing that I spoke about is these subject thesaurus. How can you use those? If you look at these subject thesaurus, we've got something called C and C also. You'll find that within this database, we don't use a particular term, but we define something in a different term. Let me look something here. And then what can also, it can also assist you with, just plus education. For instance, here you can already define some of the terms that you're looking for education, but what exactly are you looking for? Let's say we are looking for education, then it will give you the broader terms and the narrower terms within education pertaining to this database, and you can explode all of these terms. If I click on explode, so now I'm pulling all these terms, because it's at this point you are browsing through and want to see what content is available under that term. Then once you start searching, you can apply your limiters. I don't know whether I'm making sense. Okay. Then from here you can...
Can you type in education in Namibia that we see if there's something popping up?
Okay. You can try that.
Is this more, is there a lot of South African and Namibian stuff also on it or not? Or is it more Europe?
It is...
state-based articles and stuff?
Yes, we do have content. We try to work with all the publishers, and then we try to work with the local publishers as well, because that's what people need. But the bulk of the content is international, global content. So if I type in education in Namibia, those are the articles that I managed to pull out. Okay, another thing that you can do with this is you can search by publication. If maybe there's a journal of education that you're interested in, then you'll notice that once you're using these two tabs, you'll have these two search boxes. The one on top is for the entire database, and the one below is for either subject or publication. So if you're searching for these two tabs, please use the one below. If, let's say, you were looking for education as a journal, Let's see if it's available. They have, and then here it will also tell you that from this journal, we've got content from 1985 up until present, and it's available both in HTML and full text. And full text is also available from 1985, because you'll find that some of the journals, they've been discontinued. So again, coming here, you know whether that it's being published or not. Let's look at this particular publication. Again, here you can set your alerts. When you open this publication here, it will also give you the detailed review. The principles are all the same. But from this page, you'll also see the frequency, how often is this publication is issued. Here, the frequency is 4. You will know that, okay, it's 4 times per annum. Is it peer-reviewed or not? And here, it will also give you an indication, depending on what you're looking for. And on the right side here, you can also browse through using the years. If you wanted information from this journal, but from a 2005 issue, you can immediately go there. Can you still remember how I said we set alerts? How can I set an alert for this journal? Where would I go if I want to be alerted if there's a new content for this particular journal? Sorry? Subject. Yes, you click on share, this button here, and then you'll find this email alert. So if you are already on journal, or you are searching for the particular publication, that means now every time there is a new issue of education, I will be sent an alert to say, okay, the new publication is available, which is also a good way of current awareness. Sometimes people don't know what we have at our disposal. So I'm also going to save this alert. If you wanted to browse through, then you can just click on the issue that you are interested in. Same principle will apply. You will see the articles here, and you can also apply these limiters if you want to limit, but you can also, this is everything that is available from that issue. Okay, and I want to show you now, before we go to the folder. I spoke about 2 viewing models, which is HTML as well as PDF. And I just wanted to show you the functionalities of those 2. Okay, I'm going to come back to this one quickly. There you go. So you'll also notice that in some cases when you are searching, you will find these 2 viewing functionalities, which is HTML and PDF. PDF is the one that we've seen earlier. You have all those functions, like your Adobe. If you want to print this article, you can just print it from these functions that are going to pop up here soon. It decides to open up. If you are printing this PDF using these functions, the print on the tools, you are not printing the full text. You are printing that detailed record that we saw earlier. But if you want to print this PDF, use the tabs within. For now, they're not appearing. I don't know why. But they're supposed to pop up on the screen when you hover your mouse here. Please use those. This article is also available in HTML. What can we do with HTML? How is it different from this one? What is also nice about HTML is you can translate this to a different language. If maybe you've got a scholar from who understand Dutch and they're not really familiar with English, they want to read this article, they are within your institution, you can just use this function so that you can translate it. It is instant and the content will remain the same. We work with linguists that are translating this information, and then you can also translate it back to English. You can also listen to this article being read out to you. Some people, they multitask. Maybe someone while they are marking, they want to also listen to this. They can do that. I don't know whether you're...
2016 salary and job satisfaction survey. Contents.
So you can
1.
listen to the
numbers
article.
are in for our
And
first annual
you can also
K-12
highlight,
IT salary
maybe
survey.
if I want to only read
Well,
this
budget.
paragraph, you can highlight the part that you want to listen to. We've got 3 different...
If it sounds low to you or high, keep reading.
Accents that you can choose, American, Australian or British accent. And as well as you can
salary.
download this article to an MP3. If you know, maybe tomorrow I'm going to be driving for 200 kilometers and I still want to read this, I won't have time, you can just download it on MP3, plug it in your car and listen to it while you're driving. Or if you know that I'm going to be hitting gym, I want to still read this article, then you don't have any excuses. And the download is instant. It will also be downloaded to your computer and then you can save it to your device. Any questions so far?
About that folder where you put your interesting article.
Okay.
And we can only access it when we are logged in again.
Yes. So let's also go to this folder. Now we are logged in, we've been saving things to our folder. If you click on your folder, you'll see also your name is on top there, because now it's your personal space. It will also highlight how many articles have you saved, how many searches have you saved, how many notes do you have, and how many alerts you have. So if, again, another thing that I would like to highlight from here, people in most cases do not work with only one subject. Maybe I'm dealing with 5 different subjects, or there's a conference coming up and I'm presenting a paper, I'm working with that paper. I want my folders to be sorted out so that I know this one is dealing with this particular subject, it's for this particular district, maybe it's for a particular class. How can I sort my information? You can just go to My Custom and click on this new tab. This is where you can now create your own folders. I'll call this one Training. And I'll save it. So what is going to happen when you are searching for this information, you can immediately, from even here, when you want to add this information to your folder, it will ask you which folder do you want to add this information to. The good thing about that as well is, if maybe I'm an educator, I've researched these 10 best articles that I want my students to focus on, I can put them in one folder of that reading list, give it a name, and then just come to this folder, click on it, and share with the class. What you are giving them is viewing rights. They will be able to go and read all that material that is in there. They won't be able to add anything to it. So that's another good thing that you can do with those folders. Again, there will be times where maybe you want to create current awareness information for a group of staff, maybe the admin staff. You want them to read this content. You've created maybe an alert for people. Let me go to a general alert. But one person has left the department, so you can just always go to edit and remove that email address that you no longer need. Or someone new has joined the department, you can also come here and add that email address. Or you no longer need this, you can just delete it. So you have that removed. to say, if I'm done with this information, you can always, and from these folders, you can always move them around. If you say from your folder, you want to move this particular information to this folder, then you can do it. So it's a way of, you can sort, manage your own information. I don't know whether you have any questions so far. Okay. And at any time, I know I'm going through this, very rushed. There will be times where you forgot, like, how do I do something? You can just always click on help, that help button there. It will open a new window, which has all the frequently asked questions or things that we know people might be looking for. If you're not using EBSCO databases that much, you don't even know how to do a basic search, you can just come to searching and click on basic search. What is nice about this tab, it has tutorials, then it will guide you exactly on what you need to do. So you always have assistance. And maybe if it's something that you want, a specific thing that you want, you can just always type it in there, and then the information will pop up, and then you can also follow those tutorials. And at the bottom of our page, we also support all this information. You can access it via your tablet, your smartphone, so it is mobile friendly. We also have an app where people can download it. We support iPhones as well as Android apps. It's available. You can also download it from there. You just go to EBSCO host, and then the app will be available. But once maybe if I'm a student here, then for me to access the databases, I will need the username and password to authenticate and to identify. So you need to select the institution as well as put the username and password, and then you'll be able to access all of this at your fingertips. And we also have this support function where you can also download some tutorials. If maybe you know that you've got induction of first years and you want them to use these databases, you can always come back to, you come to the support database at the bottom of the page. It will open a new window. You go to tutorials and you click on research databases. This is where you'll find all our tutorials. You can download this and share with them, maybe put it on SharePoint, and they will also learn on their own how to do an interaction search on EBSCO. We've got this information in videos as well as PowerPoint, which is really assistive. And it's short videos, they won't take your time. You don't have longer, maybe it's about 4 minutes, 2 minutes, because they focus on that particular thing that you want to.
EBSCO Host is a powerful online reference tool that offers a variety of full-text databases and popular databases.
I don't know if you have any other questions. Okay, but did I cover what you wanted to?
So, going to your home page. That's your home page.
That's the institution.
Then, of course, then you must be for students and never for you. How do you log in?
You go onto the our student portal.
Okay.
And you access it from the student portal. If you enter your username and password, on your left-hand side there is online library. There you just click on it and come to the
individuals that are studying for PhDs or masters. How do they become members?
Okay, if you are studying for a PhD, I would assume that you belong to an institution. Yeah. And most of those institutions of higher learning, they do have EBSCO databases, which is available for all students.
So I basically can only send the links of the training videos to the students to go and look at the training videos that is already on here.
Yes. Yeah, all these videos that are under support, you are free to download, you are free to share all these PowerPoints as well. This information is to assist people to be able to use these databases. Okay, if you don't have any other question, then that will be the end of my session. We also have a YouTube video, which I think students, they will love the most, because they can also watch those videos on YouTube. Okay, thank you.